Today I want to talk about some fall yarn projects. About a month ago, a couple of my friends, Leah Crochets and Kristen Crochets, I will link both of their videos below in the description box, did a collaboration, and it was called hashtag fall into autumn, and they opened it up for everybody. They both did some cute projects, and like anyone who wants to use that hashtag can definitely use it. So I am obsessed with fall, and I thought it would be great to jump in on that. It's a two-part series, but I'm assuming you really don't have to do both parts, that you can, do whatever. Their videos do explain everything in them. But part one was where you went and showed your fall yarns that you have, and then part two is what you made with them. So as you can guess, you can see my projects here, and since it is still summer and pretty hot, I'm gonna go ahead and take these off now. That's much better. Now I just have my fall themed t-shirt on. I can function a lot better. So I made some fingerless gloves for my first project, and they are super easy. This was actually the ball of yarn. It was like a random ball that I had, and it's like a pumpkin pie color. It was I Love This Yarn. It was from Hobby Lobby, and this is very easy. And what I did was I went ahead and just kind of vlogged some of this so that you could see the process as it went along. So I will go ahead and insert the footage about how to make your gloves right here. All right, I've got step one of my fingerless gloves done right here. I've got each glove, each panel started there, and actually I guess I have these sideways, but I just did rows of half double crochet in the back loop. I did my initial chain, and then I did 13 rows, and I just think that has such a fun fall look to it. What's funny is I'm super bad at estimating how much yarn I'm going to use, and I was worried that I wouldn't have enough to do the two gloves, and I still have that much left. So that is kind of silly, but that's how it goes. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and actually stitch these together, and it is super easy. I do it inside out, just to not have the seam, but it's really as simple as folding that together and figuring out, which is one great reason why I like to have the ribs, because it makes for great estimating. But you want to just kind of decide where you want your thumb to hit on this glove. You know, you want to be comfortable for your fingers right there, and a little bit on your wrist. So you want to just kind of mark and make a note of about an inch or a little more than an inch, depending on your thumb circumference. You know, mine, if I move it over here, you know, I can see it is in that fourth section from the top there. So that's where I'm going to go, and what I'm going to do is just stitch above that thumb hole and below that thumb hole and turn it right side out, and that's all there is to it. I'll catch up with you when they're done. All right, so here are my gloves. As you can see, I've got them inside out still, and I just did a single crochet along the edges here, and you can see I do have my thumb hole right here. Same thing on this one. You can, if you want, go around the thumb hole just to give it a little extra structure, but these are definitely more for fashion and less for function, so I didn't think that I would really be putting them through the wringer or anything, and didn't see that necessary. So I will get these turned inside out and show you them on. So it is super easy, definitely a beginner level project. I mean, you're basically just making a tube, and it is so easy just to put on and have your thumb hole and your fingers there. And I thought that was very autumnal thing to do, since it might still be too warm for gloves. You might want to be on your phone, you know, whatever. So I am very happy with how these turned out for project one for fall into autumn. And so the second project I did is something I'm extremely excited about. So the yarn I used was Big Twist Classic. It is a bulky 5-weight, and I had a pretty big blob of it. And I had been wanting to make a granny square scarf for quite a while. And this was a great way to use it because I was trying to use, I wasn't trying to be skimpy. I was trying to use all of this yarn. So I will, I have some footage, but I'll just give you kind of a brief summary here first, is I did 15 squares and then stitched those together and then worked around them. And then at the bottom, I did add like a huge amount of like bulky fringe. And I love this. Like, to me, it just seems like, I mean, it's nice and long. I am pretty darn short, so I'm not always the best, the best gauge to go by, but it is just like super like plush. And to me, like, you could wear this, you know, with about everything in the fall. Like if you didn't want to put a jacket on, you could just put this scarf on. And I absolutely love the granny squares. And I know it might seem a little bland that I did it all in one color, but I just love like the texture of it. The yarn in and of itself, it's pretty twisty, if that makes sense. Like there's kind of a lot of texture to this. You can see it since it is a bulky 5, and I just really, I liked the plainness of it. So if you would like to see exactly how they made this, I will insert the footage right here. All right, I got the first portion of my scarf done here. I made 15 granny squares with that Big Twist Classic. It does claim it's a bulky 5, but I honestly feel as it is more of a 4. But I just made very basic granny squares here. As you can see, here is the back. And I have stitched these together, and I like having the seam on the outside. I just think it gives it a little more texture. I don't know, it just seems more like authentic to the granny square. So I went ahead and stitched these together, sewed in my ends on the back side, sewed in my magic rings, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on the rest of it. All right, I have gone around my granny squares with one additional row all along the outside, but I think I'm going to go ahead and add another row around, and I'm going to do half double crochets, just solid, to make a little more structure and solid edging. And I, number one, have plenty of yarn left, and number two, I just want to make this like really super cozy and cushy. So, all right, another round for me. All right, so I completed my row of double crochets around the entire length of my scarf. At the bottom here, I didn't do double crochets. I went ahead and did the other clusters right there, so that I can go ahead and put some fringe in here. I'm pretty excited about the way this is turning out. It's like kind of thick and cushy, and I feel like it has a lot of texture. So yeah, I'm really excited. I've just got to get my fringe on there, and that's it, and we're done. Right here are my fringes on my scarf. I am loving how like thick and cushy and cozy this is. So I wasn't exactly sure how thick I wanted my fringes. I started on the outside corners, and just to make them whatever length I wanted, I just used a book, you know, and wrapped it around and then cut one end off. So as you can see, these do need a little bit of a haircut just to trim them to make them all nice and even, but then I just, you know, looped them through here. I'm not sure what kind of a knot that is called, but you're literally just looping the two ends through the one end, if that makes sense. I'm sure somebody could tell me what that is called. But on the outside I had done 15, so then, you know, your tassel, there's 30 because it's doubled up. And I decided that was pretty thick, and I didn't know, I said I'm so bad at estimating. I didn't know how much yarn I'd have, which of course I had plenty. But I just went ahead and did the rest of these 4 on the inside, just 10 times around my book. So, you know, I have 20 strands hanging down there. I don't think you can really tell that they're different sizes when you look at it. I think it's close enough. And I just think that it would have been a little extra too full if I would have done all of it with a 15. But I did mimic that on this side. So I went ahead and did the 15 on the edges and the 10 in the middle, just so that it would be symmetrical and similar, and the one side wouldn't look puny compared to the other. So yeah, I am absolutely loving this. Super, super duper easy. Anyone can do this with beginner level crochet skills. I hope you enjoyed these fall projects. I had so much fun making them, and I want to thank both Leah and Kristen for opening this up for everyone to join in, and I would love to see some other great fall projects. Let me know if you have any questions. I will try to do my best to describe everything down in the description box as well, but I will have a lot of other fall videos kind of coming up here in the next couple months. So if you love yarn, you love crochet, and you love the fall, this is definitely going to be a time. Go ahead and subscribe so you can check out everything. Thanks for talking yarn with me, guys.